guys, and welcome back to another episode of Casual Chaos. This week we have a very exciting guest, Kail Lowry. Welcome to Casual Chaos.
Yeah, thanks for having me. And this, honestly, the title of this podcast is so on brand for me. So on brand. Love it.
I just feel like, you go through life, you're very organized to a degree.
Yeah.
But you go through the motions, it's casually chaotic, but you make it work. You always make it work.
Always. My YouTube channel is Kail in the Chaos because it's just
love it.
Always chaos. Organized chaos.
Yes,
for
exactly.
Sure. Yeah.
We have a strategy. There's a strategy going on. But what have you been up to? You have a huge tour coming up. Can we hear a little bit more about that?
So nervous. So yeah, we're doing Fatherless Behavior Tour. We start in Indianapolis next month and I'm super excited, but I've never been there. So I'm excited to see what restaurants I can eat at.
Yeah.
And then
Are you a big foodie?
Oh yeah, big time. And then we're going to London, Canada, and like a couple other US cities. So I think there's 21 stops altogether.
I see you have Nashville, Dallas, Atlanta, New York.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And then you're ending in DC at the end of August.
Yeah. No, Maryland. Okay. Maryland, which is, I live on the border of Delaware and Maryland, so it works out. I can drive right over there.
So you're just going to end home.
Yep, exactly.
Make a big circle.
Yeah.
Wow. So what inspired this tour?
Chaos. I was like, I'm not busy enough, so I need to add something else to my schedule. Yeah. So I just booked it when I don't have my kids. So I have my kids every other week in the summertime, and so I'll tour on the weeks I don't have them, come home, spend time with them, and then go back out on the road.
That's kind of perfect.
Yeah, it worked out. Honestly, no
so
complaints.
You're traveling every other weekend, basically.
Yep.
Which honestly gives you a break to kind of reset, recoup, get your stuff together.
Yeah.
But the concept leans into relationships, daddy issues, motherhood, and navigating life in real time with your signature humor.
Yeah.
How does that resonate with your life?
Dark humor is my thing. And I met my dad twice. And so it's like, okay, well, I ended up on Teen Mom. So this is definitely fatherless behavior. And so every host on my network and then all of the girls that I have coming on tour with me, they all have some variation of daddy issues or a dead dad. So if that sounds like you, definitely a tour for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, daddy issues, they're such a real thing.
Mommy issues too.
No, both.
Yeah,
both.
Truly.
They really are. I mean, my sisters and I, we've been through some stuff in our life. And unfortunately, our dad, he's present. He's a very present father, but he's not present with us in the U.S. He lives in the Bahamas.
Okay.
So it's a little different where we have to visit him whenever we can. But, work schedules get in the way. We see him as often as we can, but it's still a flight away. So
the responsibility falls on you guys as kids. Like, I always give my kids this speech that, like, you are the child. No matter how old you are the child. Your parents, your grandparents owe it to you guys to put in the work for the relationship. But for you, that's kind of not really possible. You have to be the one that can go visit.
Yeah. So we have to clear our schedules, make it work in our lives to go see him. He's very supportive, obviously wants us there as much as we can.
Right.
Gets the tickets, does
Sure.
He got a big enough apartment so that me and my 4 sisters are able to stay. Everything is accommodated around us. He really is a very present father, but it's hard because he can't physically be present with us here.
And trying to clear your schedule is insane. So I'm sure that's so hard.
It is. I know. I mean, I haven't seen him. Last time I saw him was January.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And as an adult, maybe that's not super crazy.
No.
And if you guys can communicate regularly, I feel like that's okay.
Yes, we talk all the time.
For sure.
But yeah, I mean, it affects everybody differently. I see, how this whole situation has affected my sisters, in different ways.
Right.
And it really just depends on the situation. But I think no matter what, things affect, whether you have multiple children, they affect each child differently
100%.
Or in some way.
Yeah. No, I get that.
So obviously not having your father present, that was probably really hard for you growing up.
Yeah. I mean, they say that you can't miss what you never had, but I do feel like I did sort of miss out.
Of course.
Because I didn't get the choice.
No. And even growing up, seeing your friends and, they look like they have the perfect family. Or my best friend Sally's father is so present all the time, always shows up for her, is always at her cheer competitions or just little things. You obviously wonder in your head as a kid, well, where was my father?
Right.
Even father-daughter dances. I remember
1000%.
when you're little and you have them in elementary school. You want that person there for you.
Yeah, and it just wasn't. And it wasn't an option for me to like go meet him or anything like that. So that was really frustrating for me, for sure.
Was there anything you were surprised you felt comfortable talking about so openly on stage?
No, because I started TV so young and I feel a little bit emotionally and maturity-wise stunted in my growth. I feel like I have always been a really open book. And I think that started with reality TV because you don't really have a choice.
Yeah.
And you talk about something, they hear it, even if it's not on camera, they hear about it. Now you have to film about it. As you know, you grew up on TV.
Yeah.
So like you get it. But I think that kind of translated over into podcasting and then going on tour. The first tour we did, it was absolutely unhinged. So I think going into this one, it's still the same vibes as like be completely authentic and also unhinged at the same time.
I grew up remembering watching Teen Mom.
Really?
And yeah.
Wait, how old are you?
I'm 25.
Okay. So probably like the end of Teen Mom,
Maybe, but I would watch it. I don't remember like vivid, people or, names, but
Right.
I did watch it when I was young.
Funny. Wait,
and
so have you watched Unexpected then?
I did not. I have not watched
don't watch
Unexpected.
that. Don't even bother. Don't even bother.
So how old were you when you got asked to be on Teen Mom?
17.
You were 17.
For 16 and Pregnant, because 16 and Pregnant was more of like
I've watched that as well.
Yeah, that one was more like teen parenting, not necessarily you have to be 16. So I was 17 when I had my first son, and then when I was asked to be on Teen Mom, which is the spinoff, obviously, I think I was like maybe 18 or 19 when we started filming for Teen Mom. So, and
this was on MTV, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And then it went on Netflix, and then it went on, I think it's on Paramount now. So it's kind of all over the place.
Yeah, so I was definitely watching it because it was probably around the same time that Jersey Shore was obviously still airing on MTV.
Yep.
So I would watch both of them at the same time.
Funny. I definitely think Jersey Shore paved the way. Like they truly paved the way for us.
Yeah.
That was a wild time. The early 2000s was crazy.
So how long were you on Teen Mom for? But you started Teen Moms. You
You
were on the original cast.
So there was Teen Mom OG, which was like Macy, Caitlin, Amber, Farrah. And then they did a spinoff, Teen Mom 2. And so we were on the air longer than the original cast.
Okay.
And I did 13 years. And then I 2022, I was like, I'm over it. Like, I think I need to move on.
I mean, that's a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a long time.
But at that point, I had 3 podcasts. I had built my house. I got my degree. Like, I think I had just outgrown Teen Mom. I love where I came from. Thank you so much for the opportunity. But like, I'm ready to like do something else. Like
they really just showed how you evolved and grew. No.
I don't feel like they showed, I'm the only one on the entire franchise that has a bachelor's degree, and they showed maybe 2 minutes of my graduation. The most of the show itself was me talking about my kids' dads, which I don't actually do in my real life on a regular basis. Like, obviously I might vent to the group chat, but I'm not really talking about them as much as Teen Mom portrayed. So it was like constantly talk to this dad or talk about this dad or that's not real life.
Yeah.
I'm over it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
and I mean, speaking about everything you have built, you are currently hosting 3 hit podcasts, including Karma and Chaos, Barely Famous, and Coffee Combos.
Yes.
Talk about each one of those.
Okay, so Coffee Combos is the mothership. That's the one we started in 2017. It has evolved so much over the years, and I actually signed that business contract with Lindsay Chrisley without ever having met her in person. So we were like, okay, we're going to do this podcast and see what happens. And that one's so much fun. She's here in the city now. We won a Webby last night, so that was really exciting. And then I started Barely Famous because I wanted to do like more of like kind of like this podcast. Like I want to interview people, not really have a regular co-host. And then Karma and Chaos was born because one of my best friends and I had a falling out for 5 years. We didn't talk. And then we became friends again, and it was like, let's talk about this on a podcast. So now we have Karma and Chaos. And so that one's been going on for a little over a year now. And it's so much fun just like getting to shoot the all day with my friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love it.
And you enjoy it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if it brings you happiness, so be it.
You know what?
That's amazing. 3 podcasts.
It's the flexibility that it creates for me, too. Like, having 7 kids, somebody always has an appointment. I can always schedule my podcasting around my kids. And that's what I'm so thankful for.
Because you could kind of work through it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You have 7 kids.
6 boys, 1 girl.
6 boys?
Yeah.
And you finally got your girl?
Yeah, but she didn't come without a boy. She's a twin with a boy.
Wow. Oh my God.
Yes, crazy.
Okay, I need to hear all about this.
Yeah. So when I started Teen Mom, I had my oldest son, Elliot. And then I got married after that, had my second son.
So you got married.
I did.
To
Yeah. And
the
then
father.
we got divorced. So I went to college. I finished my degree. I met someone in college. We had 2 kids together. Split up, and now I have 3 kids with my neighbor.
With your neighbor?
Mm-hmm.
Next door neighbor?
Yeah, we share a driveway.
Oh. I mean...
Can we clip that for socials, please? Oh. Can we please clip that for socials?
I mean...
It's convenient.
Shared custody must be very easy.
We have not needed to go to court. We don't have child support orders. Like, it has really been, like, if anyone was to ask me what my perfect scenario is for co-parenting, it's that one. Yeah. Because it is so easy. It really is. But, I mean, the neighbor is crazy.
It's a little much.
Yeah.
It was probably a little hard getting used to. Uh-huh. How does boyfriend feel about that?
I'm sure he loves it. I'm sure he loves it. I'm sure the ex loves it too.
One big happy family, though, honestly.
It's truly grounds for a reality show, but I digress.
Yeah. So podcasting is clearly such a major space in your life. Yeah. Did it feel like this was the first time you really had full control over your story?
1,000%. And I think that's why I was so comfortable when I decided to leave Teen Mom. I was like, okay, I am financially in a good place, making more than Teen Mom, and you're making me film about things I don't want to talk about.
Yeah.
And now I'm able to tell the full story. So when you edit down, as you know, you edit down 6 months of filming to 4 minutes per clip.
Wow, you guys were filming for 6 months at a time?
Yeah.
That's a long time.
So, they were long, you know what I mean? And so then it would be edited down. I think each girl, if you had an A storyline, you got 5 minutes per episode. So you have to make that make sense for us. Do you know what I'm saying? So like when I got on the podcast, I was able to freely express like the full picture of what I was going through. And now people will love me or hate me regardless, but at least I know that I can get on a podcast and at least explain it or give context, because in our contract it said like we can edit this however it makes sense to our viewers. It doesn't have to be what it actually was. So it was really nice. It's been really nice to just fully explain everything on the podcast.
That's kind of crazy, though. Yeah. That's how your show was also done. I
think it was because of the amount of time that they had to edit it down.
So speaking, okay, each woman, each mom on the show had around 5 minutes to get their
A story. So there's 4 or 5 girls on the show. The A story got 5 minutes.
So the top story
of that week. And usually, depending on what people had going on, there was only 1 A story per week. And usually it rotated, but sometimes it didn't. And so the A story got 5 minutes a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
And everybody else got
3.
So how many moms were there on the show? How long were these episodes?
It started with 4, and then they added 5. They added a 5th. So for a majority of the run, it was 4 girls on the show, and then we never filmed together except for the reunions. So that was also really weird, strange. Because why are we having a reunion when we do not film anything together?
Yeah, and you're not interacting. There's no arguments.
No, I mean there became arguments later on because they changed. There was new executives and things like that, so they changed the sort of dynamic of the show. But once they add the 5th mom, then you have even less time. So it's just you have to edit it down to make sense for that between 3 and 5 minutes.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, I don't blame you for wanting to start a podcast. Hey.
Yeah.
I mean,
so it was frustrating too because they let me do it. They didn't say anything, and then they wanted to buy the podcast because they didn't realize how much money was in podcasting. And then when we gave them the price, they said that's insulting. And I said okay. And now we've made more than what we tried to sell it to them for. So. Love it.
Pat yourself on the back. I would be like, this is a big you.
Yeah, truly. And I'm going to start 2 more now, so thank you.
Co-parenting across multiple households with 7 kids. It's something people often try to, it's kind of hard for someone to understand that from the outside. Yeah. How has that been for you? I know your one situation is fairly easy for you, and that's your ideal one. Uh-huh. But how is it with your other 2 exes?
Well, it depends on the day. So one of the dads were email only, so we don't do phone calls unless we schedule it. And then we don't communicate via text or anything like that. So it's just strictly email. And then one of them is super tumultuous, and I've spent almost $1 million on that child custody case. So it's been a wild ride. The oldest one's dad's gonna fall. I don't know.
And it could be.
Like, do you feel like, are you more present on social media than your sisters or some of the other cast members from
Next Gen?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely probably the most present out of my sisters. Yes.
Okay.
You know, Melania is present, and
what their dad says or what I say, or they hear it on the media too, like in the media. They hear it on, social media or even the tea pages. I feel like there is a really weird like influx in these tea pages, and it's like borderline, I don't want to call it, it's not defamation, but it's also like it's borderline harassment, I would say. And they will get on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and it's like these opinions that are being spread as fact. And so then that's challenging because they're watching what I do, what the kids' dads do, and then they have these opinions, and the kids see that. And it's really hard. That like makes it hard. Do you know what I mean? If it wasn't for that, I feel like it would be so much more simple.
Yeah, of course. I mean, also just kids nowadays, they're so brutal.
They're so brutal.
You walk into school, they will gossip, they will bully, there's mean girls. Like, just watching the way kids are now is just, it's so sad.
Yeah.
I'm like, how is this allowed?
I definitely know that bullying has been around for forever, but I think it's on a different level now because of social media and technology.
100%.
Yeah.
People can do so much more.
Yeah.
You can make fake accounts.
Yeah.
I guess, okay, sure, if you want to put it under the category more so as like cyberbullying.
Yeah.
Sure. But I think that's way easier for kids to navigate and be behind a phone and do it than do it to the person face to face.
1,000%. And there's not really a whole lot of laws surrounding it right now. So it's because it's so new. So I don't know how people will navigate it in the future, but I hope that there's maybe more guidelines and boundaries surrounding that.
Yeah. What is the biggest misconception people still have about your day-to-day life as a mom?
Probably that my life revolves around my kids' dads. That I talk about them, I think about them, everything about my life revolves around them. That is not the case at all. And I think that, and another one that I read all the time is that I basically donated to the school to get my degree, which is really funny to me because I'm like, I wouldn't have made Dean's List and I wouldn't have graduated if that was the case, because I definitely spent 7 years getting a bachelor's degree. So all that hard work, and then people dismiss it like I just threw money at the school and then got my degree. Like, that's not how that works. I was in class all the time, and if they would have aired more of that, they would see that I brought my kids to school with me and like would take them to class. And, my professors really did what they could to help me out. So
what did you get your bachelor's degree in?
Communications. I did a minor in Spanish and, just try to use my degree in communications to do all of this. But when the twins go to kindergarten, the plan is to apply for law school, because I think that a communications degree would be fine if I want to go into like entertainment law or trademark law.
You can honestly pretty much major in anything and become a lawyer.
Okay, so it wouldn't matter that I have I know somebody in Dallas. She did her undergrad in communications, so I was like, okay, it's not completely crazy.
No, I mean, because you have to take your LSATs and then apply to law school.
Yep.
So regardless of what your undergrad was, you can still go into law school with it. That was my plan.
Yeah.
My plan was to go to law school.
Oh, did you not go?
I didn't go.
Do you still want to go?
There's still this inkling inside of me that always has this urge to just want to do it.
Yeah.
But the LSATs are hard.
They're so hard.
And they're like, I'm not sugarcoating it at all. And obviously being in this industry, just point blank period, I make a lot of money.
Yeah.
So why would I, it was kind of this like crossroad in my 20s, like, okay, am I going to go to law school and, super expensive.
For sure.
And then also I would put this on hold. I would put my career on hold, because when you're in law school, it's very hard to do both.
Yep.
And I know a lot of moms do law school part-time.
That's what I'm going to
Which is, a lot. I feel as though it's a lot more manageable.
Yeah.
Whereas if I did it full-time, and yes, I could do it part-time as well, but I just knew like my life would be on pause, and and my fear was, if I pause my life right now for this, will I still be able to do everything that I'm doing right now and be growing to the magnitude that I am right now?
Right. No, I get
so
that.
seeing where my life is right now, I like would have never imagined this graduating college.
Yeah.
I had no idea that this would have been my life.
Really?
No, I don't know. It was weird. Even though I grew up in the public eye since I was a young girl, like I never thought that this is what I would be doing today.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess to be fair, like some people, you kind of learn the business and you learn all of these things while you're in the spotlight, I guess. Because there's a lot of girls from my franchise who they don't do podcasts, they don't do books, they don't do anything, where I'm like, okay, how do I extend my 15 minutes from Teen Mom? How do I keep it going? What is next for me? So I was like, over the last 2 weeks, I'm like, okay, my 15 minutes is probably running out. Like I need to think about the next step, which is, okay, the twins are 2.5. As soon as they turn 5, I need to go to law school. Like if I can hold on to this for the next 2.5 years, I want to go to law school, and hopefully that'll be like the next thing. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I mean that's incredible. You seem extremely motivated.
You have to
and
be.
that's what you
Do you know how much it costs me to feed 6 boys and a girl?
No,
do you know how much that I think my
I actually
grocery
can't
bill
imagine
is $2,000 a month, and that doesn't include takeout. That's just like my regular grocery bill plus everything else. So I need to keep this 15 minutes going. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it needs to keep going for sure. My boyfriend is one of 4 boys.
Oh, wow.
And
yeah, okay.
just watching the amount that boys eat, I it's not manageable.
No, I don't understand.
It's insane.
Although my girl eats just as much as the boys, to be honest. She probably eats every 15 minutes if I'm being honest. I'm like, yo, Valley girl, let's chill out. Let's chill out.
Oh, yeah, but I totally get that. And you have to be motivated in this industry. The more that you do, the more that you grow. And also the more that people see that you're engaging in this industry and want to better yourself and keep going, that's going to help you rise as well.
Yeah.
Your son, Elliot, recently came out publicly and shared his name change. And that moment resonated with a lot of people.
Yeah.
What did that experience teach you about parenting a child growing up in the public eye?
I have struggled with whether or not it has like messed with his head at all, like growing, because obviously when you know better, you do better, or in theory, that's what we should be doing, right? And I did not think about the implications of signing up for a reality show while my son didn't necessarily have a choice in it. And so there were, I felt really bad. Once we came off of Teen Mom, he was 13 years old, and I was like, I don't know if I just messed up his whole life. Like, I don't know what it is, but instead he surprised me because he's comfortable in the spotlight. He wants to be in the spotlight. He wants to do acting. He wants to do all of that. And so I was really proud of him to want to come out. Like you don't come out if you're straight.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So like for me, you are 16 years old and you have just taken this by the reins and you're like, I'm going to do this. Like, I'm so proud of him. And he's such a good kid. National Honor Society, fluent in ASL. Like, he's just such a good kid. And I think that he is going to help so many young people who are struggling with the same thing. And it has really helped my parenting along the way for the other kids as well, because I will accept my kids no matter what, like true unconditional love. And so I'm so thankful for him and so proud of him for doing that. So
That's
proud.
incredible.
Yeah.
It's also just it's always rewarding when they really are such good kids.
Truly.
Like, how can you be upset or mad when he's doing all the right things?
Yes. No, he's a better human than I ever, like the things that I was doing at 16 versus what he's doing at 16. I'm like, I don't know how you even came out of me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how I was capable of helping to raise a person like him,
Did that shift how you think about what parts of your kids' lives stay private going forward?
1000%. I want my kids to have full control over what they want. I don't want to publicize anything that my kids don't want out there, even down to pictures. I ask them, like, are you okay with me posting? Yeah, because, I mean, my second son, he's 12, but, like, he should still have a say in whether he wants that up or not. Do you know what I'm saying? So I definitely think that has helped shape what I choose to publicize. And even my toddlers, I'm like, let's hold off on posting them for a little while. Like, let's give them a minute to breathe on their own in this world and, develop a personality before I'm posting them all over the internet.
Yeah.
So.
No, I know. And I think what's hard and what being in the public eye and everyone has an opinion and everyone judges so much harder. But when you are in the public eye, especially as a parent or your family is, etc., but it's everyone's first time doing life.
Yeah, 1000%.
I think that's like the biggest takeaway. Like it's all of our first times in this world.
Yep.
It's our first, it's your first time parenting. And yes, as each kid grows and gets older and tells you their struggles and their experiences, of course it educates you more to then learn more and change things as your other children are growing up.
Yep.
But unfortunately, like he or she is your child that you have to experience all this with and just learn as each one comes.
He's given me a lot of grace though. And we have such an open relationship. I always talk to him about if there is something that you feel like I'm doing wrong, I need you to tell me. I want you to be comfortable to tell me, and I want to be receptive to that. So he'll come to me with certain things, or like if he doesn't want something posted, there was, I bought him a car for his 16th birthday, and he did not want the type of car to be shown in the videos. And I said, absolutely no problem. He's like, I feel like it's like a safety issue. Okay, no problem. I also recognize that my second son doesn't necessarily love to be on the internet. So I'm taking kind of what I learned from my first son and applying it to my second. When he's ready and if he wants to post or he wants to do those things,
they'll let you know.
Yes, 1000%. So it's been nice being as close with my oldest as I am, because he kind of can also help his siblings through it too, and explain like, mom does not care. She did not care when I didn't want this posted, or she didn't care, and you can tell her this. And so it's been great. I feel like I got a chance to grow up with my first, and it's a blessing and a curse for him, I'm sure.
No, definitely. I mean, my mom looks at me for, advice and guidance and help. And, as much as I am her first, I'm also the oldest out of my siblings. And it is nice to kind of help out your mom a little bit.
How old is the youngest?
She is 16.
Oh, okay. So my oldest is your youngest sibling's age. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So it goes 25, 21, 20, 16.
Wow. Did you love growing up with all girls?
I did.
Yeah.
I mean, it was chaotic.
Oh, of course.
Beyond.
Yeah.
But who's stealing whose dress and fighting over dolls and just insane.
Yeah. No,
all the
bet,
time.
For
And
sure.
my mom would run around like a chicken without a head trying to get bows in her hair. Like it was insane.
I love that though. I always wanted my daughter to have a sister, but once I had 7 kids, I was like, it's probably best I tap out. You know? So didn't go down that route.
No, but is she like a girly girl? How is she now that she has like all brothers?
She's both.
Okay.
So she's like right so far. She's only 2.5. We've just now entered. I painted her nails for the first time this week. Aww. So that was she was so excited. But she's also like, I want to paint my nails pink, but I also love Spider-Man. So we're down. It's like
she's got that like tomboy feel because of her brothers.
But she'll wear bows in her hair.
Yeah, but but her brothers are going to keep her tough.
I'm like, I could not imagine a world with 6 brothers, a dad, and a stepdad. Sounds like a nightmare to me. Sounds like a nightmare.
She's surrounded by boys. But you two are going to be best friends.
I hope so, because I look at my daughter every single day, and I always wonder about girl moms. Like, I look at her, and I'm like, you're the most beautiful thing on this entire planet. And I love that so much.
You have always been very open about honesty and perfecting parenting in your life. Has that level of transparency ever felt like it came with unexpected backlash?
Yes. I think I get a lot of criticism for my parenting, me as a human, my relationships, and I'm not knocking anyone for having opinions about that, but I also am doing the best I can. This is my first time. So even though I have 7 kids, yes, I've been a mom before, but this is the first time I've been the mom of a 16-year-old. This is the first time I've had 7 kids. This is the first time I'm doing life. So it's always interesting to me when I see the grace given to certain people in the court of public opinion, and it's not that those same graces are not extended to me sometimes. And I find that so interesting, like how the public picks and chooses who they are going to extend grace to.
Especially on reality TV.
Yeah, because there are other women who have kids by multiple men or multiple children, or don't get along with their kid's dad, but they get, the brand deals and the cult following. And then for me, it's like, well, you need to work a little harder to get to where she is. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
And it's just how do you decide who gets what?
I know. And I think it has a lot to do with who you surround, like who's your circle. So Team On, for example.
Right.
Do you receive the most backlash, do you think, out of the rest of your classmates?
Yes, 1000%. I think that there are, like, Farrah and Janelle are a little unhinged for obvious reasons. Like, they're always in headlines. I get a different kind of hate than they do. But I would argue that it is more hate than anybody. Like, we've had cast members nodding off on drugs while holding children, but I somehow get more backlash for anything that I've done than that mom. And I don't know if it's my public presence or my social media presence that I'm all over the internet in a different way than they are. They have not done a podcast. They do not write books. They do not do those things. So maybe it's because I'm more front and center. I don't know.
And it could be.
Like, do you feel like, are you more present on social media than your sisters or some of the other cast members from
Next Gen?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely probably the most present out of my sisters. Yes.
Okay.
You know, Melania is present, and Gabriella was very private.
Okay.
Always needed the photos approved.
Right.
By her. My mom couldn't post without being, like, we all couldn't post without her approving them.
Yeah.
It was very just protect my privacy and like my peace.
Right.
Because she felt like everything else about our lives were public. So
and not in her control.
And it's not in her control, but my life is in my control.
Right.
So I want this private.
Right.
And she just started coming around to like posting on TikTok, and she studied abroad in Barcelona. So she was like, this is kind of cool, recording these vlogs, and I'll have these documented for the rest of my life of what I did abroad.
Yep.
So she started, and it's really cool to see her kind of figure it out.
Yeah.
So that's also kind of what I was saying to you before. Like, when they're ready, they'll let you know.
Yeah.
Because Gabriella was ready and she started posting.
That's my oldest son too. Like, he doesn't want to talk about his private life. He doesn't want to talk about his parents. He wants to share what he wants to share. And I feel like there's room for both. There's room for privacy and also having some social presence.
I agree.
Yeah.
But my mom being on also the Real Housewives of New Jersey they're going into their 15th season, but she's been filming on the network for almost 20 years.
Yeah.
The only OG standing going into season 15. And that does come with a lot. Yeah. My mom has given everything to this show. Mm-hmm. Marriages, divorced, losing parents, legal issues, everything you could imagine.
I have chills because I literally understand.
A lot of things that happen that normal people go through, grief, losing a parent, divorce, that's all very relatable. Yep. But then it's, remarriage. Mm-hmm. Then it's, going away, legal issues. Yep. A lot of things that happen where the public then judges you. You could have done this differently.
Well, then get off the internet then if you don't want people to judge you. But it's like, it's not that easy because this is all I've known since I was a child. Yeah. I was a literal child.
You were
with
17 years old.
Guidance, no legal, nobody looked over my contracts. I signed my life away out of pure desperation. And now for me to take a step back, get off of socials, put all of this away and go get a corporate job. One, I would never be able to provide for my kids if I did that. And two, it still wouldn't go away. They would still, where is Kail now? Oh, did she fail at life? Oh, does she have legal issues? Does she have financial issues? It would never go away.
And I think that's something people that really don't understand.
They don't.
Like, there was a lot that happened during our life, and a lot of people still judge her for something that happened 10 years ago. And I think that is that's the biggest heartache for her. My mother is a mom. She is a successful writer. She has six books, I think, and 4 cookbooks. I want to make sure I get those numbers correctly. But she's done a lot. She has a podcast. Mm-hmm. She's an amazing mom. Mm-hmm. It's like, where's the credit for that?
Every freaking ounce of privacy, getting backlash, getting ripped to shreds by the court of public opinion, doing all of these things because we don't know any different, number one. Number two, we do love it. There are aspects of this that I love and I would not change for the world. But then also, like, I want to provide for my kids. My kids didn't ask for this. Yes. I owe everything to them.
100%. And that's how my mom feels as well. And that's exactly to your point.
I just thought about this. Your mom was at an event that I was at. We were both last month in Delaware.
Yes.
And I didn't get to meet her because they did not tell me that we weren't overlapping. So I thought we were doing the event together.
Okay.
So I go. Yes, and they're like, she just left.
She was at that Delaware event.
Yes.
Yeah, she said it was super quick, but she was there. It was so quick.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, like, are we going to do, like, I didn't know what was going on. I don't know what just triggered that memory, but that was like last month.
Yes. She was,
That's so funny.
Told me about that.
6 degrees of separation or something. That's like, I'm here and I thought, okay. Yeah. So that's so funny. But yeah, to your point, I mean, just sacrificing sacrificing every single thing that we
Because
can.
you're going to do everything for your
Yes,
kids.
1000%.
Because even though, and even more so because, you've gone through stuff in your life. Obviously, my family has as well. You want to make it up to your kids. You want to give your kids this amazing life. So, yeah, there might be some delays or things might take a little longer.
Right.
But why are they taking longer? Because at the same time, you're providing for your children.
Yeah.
Like, everything that you ever make, you're supposed to just not provide for your kids and not have money to live.
No.
That's not how it works.
I love that you have this perspective, though. It makes me feel a little bit better about like my oldest son. I think he has the same kind of views as
100%.
you, which is helpful to me because I'm like, I hope it wasn't all for nothing. I hope I didn't screw my kids up so much that they're gonna like hate me in the end of all of this.
And I look at you, I look at my mom, like, you guys are doing your best.
Yeah.
Like, you're just doing your best. Like,
We do our best.
It's hard. It's difficult. Like, you're doing your best. This isn't easy. No one said mothering is easy. Parenting is not easy. I think it's one of the hardest jobs you are ever given in life.
Truly.
Because you could be the most amazing parent, and you don't know what your child is going to do at the end of the day.
No.
You don't know which path your child is going to take. And that is something that you then have to go tackle as a parent and deal with it.
I loved that they did Next Generation. And I went to the Teen Mom producers and I was like, why haven't we done this for Teen Mom yet?
Yeah.
Because some of the kids want to do spotlight stuff and do reality TV. And I was like, why have we not done that? Nothing still. I don't know. Bravo, call me.
I mean, listen, Bravo takes on shows all the time, I gotta say. But you were also majorly in the book community.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about that. You read like 8 to 10 books a month.
Yeah, I'm a big book girly.
That's
love to read.
amazing, though. That's actually so good for your brain, and I don't think people realize
because
that.
the thing was, like, I was scrolling so much on social media that it was affecting how I viewed myself. It was, and people can say, oh, I don't care what people say about me. You can say that until you're blue in the face. Unless you're reading the comments that I'm reading every single day of your life, you start to look at yourself in the mirror differently. Even if you think you're not affected, you are. And so I just got to a point where I was like, I need to replace my scrolling. If I'm scrolling for 20 minutes, what else can I be doing? And so that was when I was like, okay, I'll read. So I was bringing a book with me and then eventually was like, okay, let's get a Kindle. So now it's, if I'm waiting in the car line for pickup at school, I'm reading. When the kids go to bed, I'm reading. At school practice, sports practices, if they don't need me, I'm reading. You know what I mean? So it's been a game changer for me and my mental health. And I encourage anyone. It is very difficult to turn your brain off to actually concentrate on a book. But once you kind of get into it, that's, for me, like a stress relief. That's how I decompress.
I love that.
Yeah.
You've also chatted with major authors like Colleen Hoover and Frida McFadden. How did that come about? And not many podcasters can say they've done that.
First of all, when Colleen Hoover looked at me in my face and said that she feels like we could be best friends, I was like, I think I made it. It was like I made it. So Colleen Hoover was It Ends With Us.
Yes, It Ends With Us.
With
oh my
Blake
God,
Lively and
duh.
Justin.
Yes, I was obsessed with that movie.
Oh my God, the movie was so good, but it didn't even hold
said
a
it
candle
didn't match to the book.
I loved the movie, but the book was even better. But the way that Colleen explained it to me, which I never understood, like if you've ever been I was not a Harry Potter fan, but people would always say that the books are better than the movies, and I didn't understand because I wasn't a reading girly then. Basically, what Colleen was saying to me was that you have 350 pages for a book, but when you put it into a movie, you can only have 150 pages. So you kind of have to do the same thing that they did for Teen Mom, was edit it to make sense to the viewers. And so that's how most important details get cut out. And so that was really a cool explanation from Colleen. So
that's awesome. What is something you wish people understood about who you are now compared to who you were when you were first introduced to MTV?
I'm not as hot-headed. I believe that there is power in the pause, and I don't need to respond to everything online so emotionally charged right away. Now I will see a little bit of the pros and cons of waiting, so now I will usually wait to respond to certain things. Can't win for doing that, but for me, I can gather my thoughts a whole lot better than when I would just see a rumor on the internet and then immediately show my face on camera and cuss everybody out. I'm not that way anymore. Therapy has helped, reading has helped, just taking myself a little bit away from like the rumors and the T pages and blocking things that are not good for me has helped a lot.
At this point in your life, what does success actually mean to you outside of platforms, numbers, or visibility?
The flexibility to be with my kids and to be financially stable for them, I think is success. So whatever that looks like. If that means it's a corporate job, great. If that means that I'm able to do my podcasting and schedule everything around my kids, great. I think as long as my kids are happy and healthy, I'll do whatever it takes to sacrifice for that, and that is success for me. I want my kids, I would love nothing more than for them to be happy and like truly productive members of society, right? Like anybody can raise a kid, but are they going to be good humans? Are they going to be contributing members of society? And I think that is the ultimate success, is like, okay, I made it. Do you know what I mean?
As long as your kids are good, you're good.
Yeah.
My mom says that all the time. Mm-hmm. She was like, if your kid isn't good, you're not good as a mother.
And I have anxiety about that. Like, okay, my first one's turning out really great. Now I just got to get through 6 more and make sure they turn out okay.
And listen, there might be some hiccups, but that's a part of momhood. Yeah. And it's a part of being a parent. And I think I've definitely learned that through watching my mom. And it's, it's inspiring, but it's also really like, it's a lot, being a parent. Do you feel
different pressures, though, being the eldest daughter?
I always feel the need to help her in any way that I can, because I know it could be a lot and overwhelming.
Sure.
And I feel like, I turned out all right.
Yeah. So, I think you turned out great. I think you turned out great.
So I just always try to help her if she needs it.
Yeah.
And in that space, guiding my sisters, trying to make sure that my sisters are always on the right path, helping her in any way that I can, whether it's rides or advice or coming home for the weekend to just, be with the family.
Right.
Honestly, anything she really needs in the space of just her feeling supported.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I have always tried to do for her. But then, of course, being in this little mom mode that I do tend to go in sometimes with my siblings, it could be annoying for them.
Yeah.
And they'll look at me and say, "You're not my mom." And I'll be like, "Well, yeah, I am." Like I am.
You're like, I'm basically your second mother.
Yeah, I am. And I'm like, "You better respect me."
Yeah.
But it is that hard balance too,
Yeah.
because yes, you're right. I'm not your mother. Mm-hmm. And I do want to just be your older sister who you could come to for advice and talk to about anything. But then when you're bad, I get frustrated.
Yeah.
And then I do go into that mom mode.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, mom would be so upset right now. Like, don't do that.
But you don't want to disappoint your mom. Do your sisters have the same, sorry, this is your podcast, not mine, but.
No.
Do your sisters ever feel like, or do you feel like your mom parents your sisters differently?
I think, when the legal situation happened in my family.
Sure.
So that was a pretty hard time for us. I would say that was probably the hardest thing we went through. When that happened, my mom got a little soft. So she raised me, I want to say, the most strict.
Okay.
What is next after the tour wraps in August for you?
I am looking forward. I hope that I can go on a vacation. I would like to go on a vacation maybe next year. I'll stay home after the tour, finish the year out at home, and maybe next year I'll get to go on vacation.
Would you take all your kids?
Yeah. So we signed.
How do vacations go?
We have not done all 7 kids yet.
Okay.
So we were under a production agreement for a reality show. You know how it goes. You could be in the talks with 10 different companies. You could sign a contract. You could be set to film in 6 months, and then it falls through, right? Yeah. So they had asked us to please hold off on a family vacation with all 9 of us, because there's 7 kids and then us 2.
Yeah.
They had asked to hold off until the reality show, and then it fell through. So we put it off. We are supposed to go to London in August, and then I would like to spend the rest of the year at home. Like, I am overwhelmed, overworked. I'm tired. And then next year I hope to kind of chill out and just maybe go on a vacation, like a fun vacation, not a work trip, because they're different. People think
they're very different.
I don't know, because since you don't have kids, like if people look at us differently, but people think that when I come on these trips that I'm just bawling out.
Oh yeah,
and I mean, I don't get to sleep, and today I think I have like 4 different things that I'm doing. I'm not just hanging out with the girls, right? Like, it's 100%. A benefit that I get to work with my friends, but these are work trips. Like, it's
1000%. I say it all the time, and they're exhausting.
Yeah,
it's
to
not
be
like
on.
it's fun. You have to be on 24/7. You're working.
Yeah. And I'm not complaining. So anyone listening to this,
No.
if you work a 9 to 5 or a corporate job or an 8 to 4, there's things you're going to complain about as well. So
Of course.
it's not just
Every industry has its complaints.
1000%,
Not saying that we are not insanely grateful, but also just in general.
Yeah.
Traveling, going on trips, doing that for work, it is exhausting.
So I hope to be home the rest of the year after tour.
I hope so too. Thank you so much for coming on Casual Chaos.
Thank you for
Super
having
fun.
me.